Hi everyone, this is Purnima Mahalingam and you're watching video lecture series on protection switchgears. Come, let's go into the video. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about zones of protection. In last video, we have seen the nature and causes of protections and why the protection is needed and what is the switchgear, etc. Today, we are going to discuss about the zones of protections, where the protection zones is really needed. Okay. Next, so zones of protections. What happens here it is, so in a protection relay scheme, in a protection relay scheme, it is the usual practice to divide the entire system into several protection schemes. So when a fault occurs in a given zone, then only the circuit breakers within the zone will open. Okay. This is isolated only the fault part, leaving the healthy circuit intact. Okay. The protective zone is a separate zone which is established around each system elements. So this is what the definition, then this is the meaning for the protection zone. And the system of significant of protection zones is that any fault occurring within a given zone will cause the tripping of the relay, which causes opening of all the circuit breakers located within the zone. So what happens is the generator, low tension switch LT, for transformers, high tension switchgear, transmission lines, the boundaries of the protection zones are decided by the location of CTs. The boundaries of the protection zones, which is decided by the location of CTs. The overlapping is done to ensure complete safety of each and every elements of the systems. Okay. So the zone is not protected is called as dead zone. So this is an important, the zone which is not protected is called as dead zone. If there are no overlap, then the dead spot may exist, means the circuit breakers lying within the zone may not open even if the fault occurs. So this is very important. If there is no overlap, the dead spot will not exist. So then what happens finally? The fault will not be rectified. This causes damage to the healthy systems. The probability of failures in the overlapping region is very low. Therefore, the opening of too many circuit breakers will be infrequent. So each zone has a certain protective scheme and each zone has a certain protective scheme and each protective schemes. Here we can see the protective schemes here. In this picture, we can see first this is a generator protection zone. So generator, this first one is generator protection zone, and we have a generator, transformer, circuit breaker. So these three components protected by generator, transformer, protection zone. We have a generator, we have a transformer, we have this zone is generator transformer protection zone. And next zone is busbar protection zone. The next zone is busbar protection zone. This busbar protection zone, what happens? It consists of all circuit breakers. It consists of all circuit breakers. Okay. Here the next one is transmission line protection zone. So in this transmission line protection zones, what happens? It protects the transmission lines from the fault occurring from the external sources. Here we have on circuit breakers. So circuit breaker in transmission and circuit breaker in receiving end. Okay, these are the main four zones. What are the four zones? First one is generator protection zone. Next one is generator transformer protection zone. Next one is busbar protection zone. And finally, transmission line protection zone. Okay. Now here comes, we can see it deep. So here first what happens is we have low voltage switchgear protection. Here the low voltage switchgear protection. What happens here? We have circuit breakers across the bus bar. Circuit breakers across the bus bar. We know that this is a generator. We have generator protection zone and the power transmission protection. This is a power transformer protection. So this is the power transformer protection. So we can see the total generators, circuit breakers, and we have a transformer. So power transformer protection zone, which consists of bus bar. Okay. This next one is high voltage switchgear protection. This is in high voltage switchgear protection zone. This is what high voltage switchgear protection zone. Here we have on circuit breakers and transmission line protection. This is what transmission line protection zone and high voltage switchgear protection zone. So there here comes the bus bar, the transmission line, this bus bar and transformer and generator. Okay. So these are the protection zones. And with this, today we can end up with this series video and we can make the next video. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.